Yeah, I don't know. I thought he made some adjustments in that fight. With that being said, on to the next round. Canelo Alvarez came out saying it was a good decision to stop the fight because, like we touched on earlier, you could come back to fight another day. There's too many deaths in the sport, and I didn't see Deontay Wilder having a moment and coming back. The only thing that could have took place was him getting stopped. I'll be the first one to say let a champion go out on his shield, but at what cost? For what reason? So I agree with Canelo Alvarez as far as the stoppage. I don't have no complaints over that. Now, as far as Tyson Fury, he wants AJ after he said that, if Wilder wants the trilogy match, he'll do it. But at the end of the day, he really wants AJ, then he's going to call it a day. Now, AJ, on the other hand, he made a call to Eddie Hearn. He told Eddie Hearn, make the fight happen at all costs, according to Eddie. Now, like I told you earlier, Tyson Fury was actually the one who stepped up. And when Wilder was making the UK look bad and AJ didn't stand up, when Wilder was like, what's up? How you going to send me an offer of $15 million and turn your own offer down and fight Povetkin instead? Guess who stepped up? Tyson Fury. Coming off whatever the drug addiction and his whole 2-year, 3-year layoff, gaining like 150 pounds. He showed up to the table and saved the day for the UK. He saved the day, and now he the face of boxing. So with that being said, AJ is going to have to come see Tyson Fury at his own turn because, first of all, as far as I'm concerned, the belts that AJ has belongs to Tyson Fury. That's as far as I know. And as far as the Tyson Fury gets all the respect in the world because he fought Wilder twice. AJ haven't even fought Wilder, not even once. So AJ came out in the past saying that this fight is easier to make. So we'll see if they are able to make the fight. What you think about that fight? What do you think about the comments I just made? And who do you favor in that fight?
I'll start out who I favor. I easily favor Tyson Fury to... I mean, Tyson is the box. He was the guy who he came up so instinctually. He just has those kind of boxing attributes that even though I think AJ is skilled, and I think AJ is more committed to learning about the craft than say a Deontay Wilder. But with that said, I mean all of the cards are stacked for Fury. As far he's the A side. He's, to me, the legitimate champion. He's undefeated. He knocked out the hardest hitting fighter probably in boxing history. Not only that, but he serenaded the crowd with. So first you come to America, you knock out the American champion, who's he's a world champion, but he's an American, and then you come and sing Bye Bye Miss, American Pie. And they're like, come on.
And then what happened to AJ when he came to America?
Exactly. He was in there like talking about Demon. I'm not sure what happened. But this is to me like this. So this is like AJ who after like, your boys and stuff like get into a fight and like they win and stuff, and then you come over there and talking about, hey, yeah, man, like, hey, we did it, like, what's up, let's go celebrate. Like, nah, like, you sit down, like, what I'm saying, like, let Tyson have his moment or do that. You had ample opportunity to fight both of these guys, and you would have been the A side. Man, you would have done that, and you didn't make these fights.
Like I told you, if AJ was for real, he should have been here, he should have been there last night at the fight, calling out the winner. But in my opinion, I think he thought Wilder could have possibly won the fight. I don't think he wanted any part of Wilder, but he always showed interest in Fury for some reason, which I'm going to talk about in a little bit. But if AJ really wanted to show the world that he's sincere and he want to fight the best, you should have been there last night. Everybody in their mama's stomach was there. Like, man, everybody was there. All the celebrities, all the fighters on any network. And it was a big night of boxing, and it was the heavyweight division. The baddest man on the planet became Tyson Fury. Yeah. And AJ didn't show up, and I like AJ. And I personally like AJ as far as his style and the message he always lays out. But as far as the sport of boxing, we all for the best versus the best. People talking about, oh, Wilder this, Wilder that. Listen, Wilder made this happen. Wilder drug Tyson Fury from doing... And he had him doing the right thing, motivated him, and look at where Tyson Fury here, where is he today? The baddest man on the planet. So with that being said, we still want to see the best versus the best. This is what the sport is for. At the end of the day, we boxing fans. We are not one fighter fan. I love Deontay Wilder. I like Tyson Fury as well. I love Anthony Joshua. But I'm going to keep it a buck and call it how it is. That's the new media wave. Shout out to DBN for starting the new media wave. But stylistically, you don't think this fight favors AJ more so than, for example, a Wilder fight? Because I think just like the Golden Era, when Ali was fighting, remember... Frazier beat Ali. Ali beat George Foreman. George Foreman beat Frazier. Now, of course, that wasn't the best version of Ali because he didn't have the time to adjust to him lacking the age gap because he didn't box for 3 years due to the Vietnam situation and stuff like that. So he never had the time to adjust to his new self, to the things that he started lacking, to his fundamental mistakes that he was making, that he was getting away with because of his gifts and talent. He didn't have the time to adjust to that because he wasn't active, and he lost 3 years of his prime. So I don't think that was the best version of Ali. But my point remains, the triangle theory applied to them. Can that apply today? Because in my opinion, Deontay Wilder always has a chance against AJ because he has that one-hitter quitter, and AJ is not as mobile as Tyson Fury and doesn't have the defense of Tyson Fury. On the other hand, Tyson Fury against AJ is better technical. He won't keep his hand down and get caught with hooks, or he won't be getting caught with jabs all night. And another thing, AJ is a better combination puncher. He won't telegraph. And like I said, he's just a better school fighter because he started boxing earlier than Deontay Wilder. He went to the Olympics and had a gold. So with that being said, can that triangle theory apply to heavyweights today?
I think it can. I don't see it. So one of my issues with Tyson Fury is that I had an image of what a 6'9" heavyweight champion fighter should fight like. And then so when I would hear his name, which is probably got to be the best like boxing name in history. I mean, that's his actual name. But we won't get into that.
What's that, Tyson?
Tyson Fury.
I think that's second best.
Okay.
Ali the best.
But I'm talking about just as a fighter, if you would think, because his first name is Tyson, which everybody thinks of like that, and then Fury, which speaks about rage. But yeah. So I will get that to you. But with that said, is that so when I started watching his fights, I was looking through a lens that was already tainted because I wanted a 6'9" heavyweight champion to fight a certain way. So when
what was that? What was that? If you,
I wanted him to be a destroyer. I wanted
like Mike Tyson.
No, listen, a destroyer like Lennox Lewis, or somebody who worked behind the jab and who used his size and weight and then just took out his opponents, after blinding with the jab and then just, landing that long, crisp, straight right hand. But he wasn't like that. He was somebody who he grew up as a kind of a boxer puncher, but he moved a lot. And then so he did have a reputation of being a pillow-fisted puncher. So when I saw some of his bouts and I did that, and then he got dropped against Cunningham, which was more of a kind of a lapse of concentration, I didn't think he necessarily had the goods. All right. Yeah, but he was undefeated.
You do question him after he got dropped there.
Yeah, but I mean, it happens. But he was undefeated. He beat Klitschko when Klitschko had a 12-year run of never losing. It was probably one of the worst heavyweight championships fights ever. So then I still hesitate to kind of give him credit. But then when he came back in that first Wilder fight, I thought he boxed amazing. I still think he won that fight. I would love to sit down with somebody, watch the fight with you, and we'll score it, and then you tell me how that math adds up. But that's neither here or there. But
it don't
I
matter
thought it was
he
beautiful.
Yeah.
Like it was just his subtle feints. He did one combination where it was jab, hook, right hand. And it doesn't seem like it's that, but like for a heavyweight and to do that while moving, like bah, 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 bah. I mean, I was like, this guy has skills.
Yeah.
And I just think that with Tyson Fury, he can look ordinary against ordinary opponents, but he always steps up when it comes to his best competitions, and I think he'll do that again.
And that's the key to Tyson Fury is he fights to the level of his opposition, which we talked about on our prediction. I told you we're not basing this prediction on his last fight because when he fights a Wilder, he acts like he a Wilder. But when he fights a Wilder, he steps up to the plate and he fights to the level of his opposition. But go ahead.
All right, we got another super chat from Durandes 84. Durandes. I'm probably saying that wrong, but appreciate the love. Appreciate you for tuning in. But he said Wilder's equilibrium went just like AJ fight, and it was kind of like over. So he definitely has some issues with his equilibrium. We can kind of make that, but essentially, once you get hit that hard by these big 200 and plus opponents, you are probably gonna be walking around with the concussion or being concussed. So it is hard to kind of recover from that. But I will say that Fury was dropped a couple of times by Wilder. I'm not saying his equilibrium was off, but these were like hard, and he really showed a lot of heart because he came back in those instances and was.
Well, Tyson Fury always showed that he had heart, and he's a fighting person. You know, he came from a family that fights. You know, I believe his dad was a fighter as well. But the main point is, it don't matter what happened the first fight, because the only reason we was having a rematch to rewrite whatever took place in the first fight. And Tyson Fury wrote his book, and like I always say, in new media, we let the fighter shape his destiny. We won't shape it for you. We give credit where credit is due. Tyson Fury shaped his destiny, and he's definitely a Hall of Famer and one of the greatest heavyweights of all time with this victory that he pulled off tonight. With that being said, I still believe the AJ fight is a 50-50 fight stylistically. I mean, I have to go with Tyson Fury because he has the better chin. That's been proven. You fight Deontay Wilder, you take a couple of his right hands and you don't get knocked out, you got a chin, buddy. However, AJ has a question mark next to his chin, but at the same time, he do have the skill, and I like how he looked during his last fight. And I heard a rumor. I won't say who told me it, but I heard a rumor that AJ, long time ago, when he was pretty new and fresh, he sparred Tyson Fury, and he put it on him.
Really? He gave him the business?
He gave him the business, but that's sparring. Yeah. Sparring is sparring. But at the end of the day, I still got to call it how I see it. And I will still favor Tyson Fury because he is the #1 heavyweight. And as long as he stay focused, I don't think he could be beaten today. I think Tyson Fury, his greatest opponent is the person in the mirror, and the person that when he wake up in the morning and he sees every time he look in the mirror. That's the only person that could defeat Tyson Fury because he has the confidence of a nation. AJ lacks confidence, with all the respect. You know, I'm all for his motivation and the cause and all that, but as far as Tyson Fury and his confidence, man, the man said he's going to go straight to Deontay Wilder and bully the bully. I thought he was capping, literally. I could not take anything he say serious after that. And I man up to making that mistake because I really thought he was playing mind games. The way he did with Klitschko. I was like, he playing mind games with Deontay Wilder. And he comes out fighting like Andre Ward applying pressure, countering while he coming forward. So you have to take your hat off for Tyson Fury because he proved that he the quality, not of a champion, of a great champion. So with that being said, we are about to take calls right now.
I want to read a couple of comments while you do that.
Yeah, so you could definitely go ahead and read a couple of the comments.
I want to give a shout out to Tanika Foster. I think this first time listener, viewer. She says that us Americans had our hopes on Wilder. And all this time he was a one-hit pony. Shaking my effing head.
I think he a champion and he proved himself. He defended his title 10 times. Let's give Tyson Fury his credit, because if we're gonna say Deontay Wilder is a one-hit pony, then we taking credit away from Tyson Fury. Let's give Tyson Fury his credit. He defeated a champion that had 10 title defenses, and this ain't the first time. He did it with Klitschko as well. Klitschko had a 12-year reign. What we gonna say? Klitschko was washed up, or he was a bum too? Like, let's all give credit where credit is deserved. Deontay Wilder, before this fight, everybody was talking about he the hardest hitter of all time, and he is. But I'm saying, let's give Tyson Fury his credit. Like, Wilder, I just think
you can still be a one-hit pony, though.
I mean, I don't think he had one-hit pony. I just think he ran into a better fighter, and Tyson Fury showed that he's just a better fighter. Overall, I just think that's the case for Tyson and Wilder, and the chapter haven't closed yet. But at the moment, I do not want to see a trilogy fight. I'd rather see a fight between AJ and Tyson Fury. And before I pick up the phone calls, I'm gonna talk about this after the phone calls. But can you read some of the comments till I actually?
Yes.
I appreciate everybody for tuning in. Click on the like button, support, and subscribe below if you're trying to get smart about a minute. If you're trying to get dumb about a second, don't listen to these decaf, aka dumbass casual fans /O media. Shout out to DBN for starting the new media wave. Attend Split Decision every Sunday live if you wanna graduate and be a hardcore. Like I said, all y'all casual fans that been requesting a show, we got it for y'all. So it's a boxing debate /talk show. To attend AkHi University, all you have to do is click on the notification bell to get notified every time we post or go live on Split Decision. With that being said, Professor Nim,